Important is happening in the village. In Jamaica, where I'm from, they call this a bang. Now, I learned it in Kiswahili called pembe, but it's an important instrument to let the village know that something important is happening and we should pay attention. Habari gani?
Umoja habari gani?
Asante.
Could I ask everybody, because like he just said, something important gonna be said now. So I would ask everybody, could they come forward, come closer to us? Because like with something important that's going on, we should gather close in order for us to hear and understand what we're doing.
Umoja habari gani?
Before we start the program, it's customary to ask the elder permission to speak. No one that is under the elders had the right to speak before the elder give them that go ahead. I'm 73 years old, so as an elder in here older than me, I would like to ask them permission to speak.
Oh, permission to speak.
Thank you.
That's it.
We come in this time to pour libation for to honor the foundation that we standing on. When I say we standing on, all our teaching, all our knowledge that we possess now, all our commitment that we want to commit now is based on the teaching that we have got. And we got that from the ancestor. And like an ancestor told me one time, he was on his, y'all would call deathbed, but we call transition bed. And he said, only thing that's more proud than being an ancestor is to become an ancestor. The greatest thing in my life is when I become an ancestor and the youth them that is in here got the teaching that I could give forth to them and they could stand up and carry it out. That's my mission. That's our mission. So we honor our ancestors by pouring the water of life, the same water we pour on the seed in order for it to grow, the same water that we drink to keep our health up, the same water that we bathe in to keep good hygiene. self-determination, to purpose, to creativity, and to faith. Another way we speak about faith, we speak about it as self-awareness. Know thyself, and then you can conquer the world. Oh, great ancestors, the days that number more than the days in the years of the universe. Oh, great ancestor, we call upon you today to bear witness to us and our commitment to the year to come. Oh, great ancestor, out in the darkness where all life must come from. Out of the darkness there must come light. Oh, great ancestor, we call for the light from your darkness, from the knowledge that you have taught us. Oh, great ancestor, we call on you today in order for us to bless the world, oh ancestor, to build a better day than the day we inherit, to teach the youth, to nourish the sick, to help the elder, to help the destitute, bring light in the world so it can shine upon all of us. Oh, great ancestor, we call upon you. Oh, great ancestor, pour this water on you in order for your teaching to grow in us. Oh, great ancestor, we bow to you. We honor you. We glory when you come to us in our dreams. Oh, great ancestor, we pour this water to you in order for your life to grow in us, in order for us to teach the ones that we need to teach to be a better person. Oh, great ancestor, from far and from near, from all corners of the earth, we call on you, so we can have the proper representation of you in us. Oh, great ancestor. We pour the water for you. Many of you got names that I would not refuse to call, because as I call all the names I know, there's still going to be some that I can't call the name. But I will ask the congregation to call the ancestors that day in their life, the ones that have crossed over to ancestor. So I ask everyone to call out your ancestors that taught you the value that you keep. I call on the ancestors, my mother, Charlie McGibbon. Call out the ancestors. Call out the ancestors. Now call them out.
Tennessee Terry.
Call them out. I know you got ancestors. Call them out.
Terry.
Still.
Corey and Brother Williams.
Call them out. Call them out. I know you got ancestors. I call on all the ancestors. Full libation.
Adela Fickens. Netta Hochi, Coach John Walizano.
Dr. Martin Luther King. Malcolm X.
Hey.
John Brown.
Ashe.
Nat Turner.
Ashe.
Call them out. We like to start this Kwanzaa, which is the first day of Kwanzaa, is unity. Unity starts with us individuals. You have to unify yourself, or we call it amity. You got to have amity in yourself. And then you have to spread that amity to your family. And remember, we do have friction in our family. But one thing that you can never forget about your family is when times get hard, if your family don't help you, ain't nobody gonna help you. 2020 is a good example. With a lot of people in them, I call them death trap, nursing home, they were there because their family wouldn't take care of them. And we lost a lot of them in there. A lot of them in there. So no matter how, why, what, or whatever, when you calm down, because you had friction with your family, go to them and straighten that out. That's what this is all about. We want to build a value system on these 7 principles. You know, we got a lot of principles. We got the 10 commandments. Those are the commandments that tell other people what to do and what not to do. We got the 42 negative confession. Those are the 42 negative confession is the one that you testify what you haven't did. And we got the 7 principles. It teach us how to work with one another through unity, through self-determination, to collective work and responsibility. We also have seen warmongers on TV right now. You got warmongers. They be teaching, they use the 10th commandment. They tell you that thou shalt not kill. But they spend half of the budget on manufacturing weapons to kill people. Budget that could go to the health. Money that could house the homeless. They build bombs. They build airplanes that can fly faster than the sound. That's to kill people. There's no, and I would say this, there is no justification for genocide. You never can justify genocide. But we find a way to do it throughout history. Every genocide that we can talk about it was justified. Until we get to that day, there is no justification for genocide. Peace would be a fleeting illusion to be pursued but never attained. We cannot attain peace if we can justify genocide. Anybody and everybody. If we don't learn that, we are still uncivilized. Technology don't make you civilized. Civilized comes from the love of humanity and doing the best to bring humanity forward. With this, I'd like for us to, there's a program, it's one of these sheets going around for all y'all that are not familiar with the 7 principles, take this and practice it as best you can in this year coming. Teach it to your children. Teach it to your neighbor. Teach it to anybody that will listen to you, and you become the teacher, because each one must teach one. And let's see, can we make this world a better place?
Ashe.
Ashe.
Brother Jasil, let's give it up again for Father Jasil. It was so important with us recognizing and celebrating Kwanzaa that our brother did talk about what's happening with this genocide. You know, we can't be celebrating my genocide is going on around the world without doing something about it, without saying something about it, without addressing it. So appreciate that, brother. And I was on the radio this morning talking about Kwanzaa in this program, and I mentioned my favorite 2 Kwanzaas I've ever been to, and that was at this brother's house. I always talk about that several decades ago, a couple decades ago. And so the Kwanzaa ceremonies take place at homes and in halls and all over the place. We've been all over the city. And you're having one tomorrow also in Chicago, right?
I'm having Coochie Chocolate tomorrow at my place. It's in Chicago, 357 East 79th Street, from 5 until everybody's welcome. Everybody, come. We'll go more in detail there because I have some other elder. When Kwanzaa started, I was a youth. I was 17 years old. I sat in with the brother, Imam Baraka, we had one that then Guza Saba, we were studying it then, and we wanted to call the holiday the first harvest, so we wanted to name it Kwanzaa, but Kwanzaa is only spelled with 1 A at the end, so we added another A, which made it an adjective, in order for we could have 7 kennels that we like.
And so we'll get some more of that history throughout. I think it's a very important part of our program. We want to talk briefly about the history. And we got some folks here, some Africans here who have been around doing Kwanzaa since it started here in Gary, and since it started, and it's very important that, again, that we share that history and continue it. And we got to get more Watoto here. We'll be working on that, and we'll talk about that a little later. Our program here is the Gary Juneteenth Kwanzaa Committee. So what we do, even though we do it every Umoja, the first day of Kwanzaa, we talk briefly about each and every principle. And so today we're going to do the same. We got people lined up to speak briefly on each and every principle. So you all get ready for that. We also have some entertainment and some Kuumba creativity. And so we always like to kick our program off with some of our Kwanzaa veterans here. Our sister Pozavi and brother Olabisi, Bao and the drums, with the Funga dance to kick things off. So our welcome dance. So here we go.
Ubari Ghani.
Ubari
Ghani.
Umoja.
In their minds that we should have something to celebrate us here. So Kwanzaa became something that everybody or anybody who is connected with African studies or African culture or who presents any program, they know something about Kwanzaa. And we started off, it has traveled and morphed and done all kinds of things, but Kwanzaa is a welcome dance. So I'm going to teach you the words to the song because as you can see, I need help with the voice part, okay? So the first word is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa means welcome. The second word is Alafia. Alafia means peace. And the last word is Ashe. And Ashe, if you go to church, you listen to the preacher and you agree with him and you say what? Amen. Same. And so it is. Okay? So it goes, Kwanzaa, Alafia, Ashe. Kwanzaa, Alafia, Ashe. African, all in response. I'll sing it twice, and I'll point to you and ask you to sing it twice. Ladies, when you go to the second line, we want your voices to go up like Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Guys, Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. To the basement, Funga Alafia.
Ashe, Ashe.
Can you do it?
Yes.
Let's try it. 5, 6, here we go. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Your turn. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. I'm not really feeling that welcome right about now. We'll try it one more time, and then I'm gonna add some little movement to it, okay? Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Your turn. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, now I'm gonna ask the brother to pick it up just a little bit, and we're gonna do some movement, just a little tiny bit. From our heart. Mother Earth, come on and nourish us. Then I ask everybody to join in. Then I quietly step on the ancestors to get their guidance and support. Try it one more time.
So let's go right into these principles, the Nguzu Saba, these 7 principles that we talked about earlier that you have on your table. And we're gonna talk first. We typically, when we do it on Umoja, we save Umoja for last, but today we're gonna go ahead and do Umoja first. Are you ready? What you just put in your mouth?
I was going last. You told me last.
Okay, so, Brother Jiba, really, and what we do also with our Kwanzaa, we bring a watoto, which is a child, with an adult to light the candle. So we need a watoto, a volunteer, and an adult to come with one of the children and light the Umoja candle. Okay, we got one right here. And we need an adult with him. Okay. We'll select this adult to light the Umoja candle.
Let's do like now.
Let's, everybody can see it.
We talk a little about the principle first. So
Okay.
first principle is Umoja, which means unity. We say that Umoja, unity. Unity. Very good. And so unity has helped us as a people overcome child slavery, helped us in the civil rights movement, and has helped us unify around principles like the Nguzu Saba, and help us unify to help each other. So I want you to hold your fingers, spin them apart. You can't do too much with this cane. Now close them together. You can pick up something, you can hit something. So when we unify as a people, there's a lot we can accomplish.
You got a lot of strength.
Right on.
Exactly. So let's unify around principles. Okay, let's go ahead and light the candle. All right. You light the black one first.
And that's it for today.
And please tell us what's your name. Tell us something. Tell us. King, you got a mic?
Dr. King.
Oh, right on, King. Let's give it up for King.
That's my
Oh, we need a mic. So, yeah. You get a mic. Yeah. Oh, right here. Yeah, come on over here. King, come on, Dr. King. They can hear you. What's your name, sir? King?
Is the mic on?
Testing. Say it again.
King.
Very good. Let's go up for King.
Wait, ask King, what's your future? What you gonna do?
What you gonna be, King?
Lawyer.
Very good.
Thank you, King.
All right.
Sanjay said we need him to be one of warrior lawyers too now.
Yeah.
On the right side.
Yeah, we need a warrior, we need more warrior lawyers. So let's go right into the next principle, and then we'll have some entertainment between that. We got our brother from Block Club University, good brother Cy Smith, who's going to talk about Kuji Chagalia, and we're going to need again a young person and an adult to light the candle for Kuji Chagalia.
Well, my shorty, yeah, who's coming up? All right. And my adult, what adult are we talking, Eloise? All right, so I'm gonna take a tad bit longer. You went real short, so I'm gonna go a little bit longer. My name is Cyron Smith, but everyone calls me Cy, S-Y, Smith. And it's an honor to be before everyone here. Thanks for the permission from the elders to speak. And when we think about what's going on in the world right now, I think it's critical that we make sure love is a part of everything that we do. You see a lot of anger, you see a lot of hurt, you see a lot of that in our people, and it's important to make sure that we recognize we don't know where a person is coming from. We don't know what they've been through, what they just experienced, so it's paramount that we make sure we meet them from a love perspective. And before we pass judgment on why a person is doing what they're doing, try to see where that root is, where it's coming from. So we already talked about the unity piece, Umoja. Self-determination is the principle that we're gonna light the second candle for, Kuji Chalalia, and it is to define who we are, define ourselves, and to create for ourselves and speak for ourselves. Now, for African Americans, this is tough. You know why? We're the only group who've been separated from our origin. I said my name is Cyron Smith, but I'm not a Smith. That's just the name that I got based on where my people came from here in this country. I don't know what my real last name is. So when I think about African Americans, and when we do our introductions, I know that's not your real last name. And so no other group in this continent have that challenge that we have. So it's important that you do attach yourself to something that makes it mean something. So my youngest daughter, the 12-year-old, even though she's a Smith, she's gonna represent Smith, the standard that we set. Eloise is a Smith too, but go represent the Smiths from our standpoint, not the plantation owner that we may have come from. We go represent the Smith for the expectations that I set for her. So in this light, as we search out, and the goal is next year to see what we're gonna do better, that if you can, I know some people doing their ancestry stuff, but if you can, try to connect back to the home base as much as you can. It's important to do that so you have a root that you can attach to. All right, we got the candle, lighter. All right.
Any particular one?
Well, we got, is it, which one should we light?
Is it red?
It's the red one?
Close one to the
The
middle.
red. The red one.
Left or right, though?
Close one to the middle.
The red. The green is the foundation. The red.
All right.
Yay.
So who's our next person? Next. Sister Tara?
Okay, so we're done.
All right, Poetry in Motion, you up next, so come on up. Before she gets here, I'm gonna let y'all know, she came from Chicago, you guys, so took a lot to get her to come here, but she's here now. And she go bless us now, because we talking about Umoja. That's right, we better not do no separation, we talking about unity. If that's the case, Africa better tell us don't come back either, so come on up, Tara. All right, give her a round of applause, you guys, as she take her.
How y'all doing tonight?
All right.
I'm sorry, what was that? You know what, I'm gonna use the microphone so everybody hear. I brought some show and tell for you guys. Thank you. Before I begin, my elders, do I have permission to speak?
Yes.
Ashe. What you guys are looking at here is, let me grab my thing so you understand what I'm talking about. For those of you who did not know, last year, November 25th, I presented the city of Gary with a new photo of the city hall. Because as Cy mentioned, and I should have known how to run into him here, and Sister Eloise, hey, I got tired of all of the negativity that I saw when it came to researching Gary, all of the negative photos. So I figured, you know what? You want to do something about it? Do something about it. And that's what I did. So now on Google Review, I have more than 5,007 reviews of the photos that I have put up for Gary. This particular photo is the one that I presented to the city in particular. So this is a photo of Gary City Hall. This is a photo that I took, and it is on a 24 by 32 size canvas. This is canvas, and it is currently up in the mayor's office right now. This is a letter from the mayor thanking me for the donation. So if you guys get a chance to, I hope you can stop by and take a look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, now the show and tell is over. Yes, yes. Okay, sorry about all that ruckus there. So, I am not going to do what I was originally planning to do because I came ill prepared for it. When I say my life is busy, my life is busy. But I'm going to call for a little bit of audience participation. You guys help me out on this? Okay, I'm going to do a piece called Cry Freedom. And if you guys feel your way to chime in, go right ahead. Appreciate that. Alrighty, now, at a certain point, I'm going to say cry freedom, and I want you guys to yell out cry freedom 4 times. And then, when I say they cry, I cry, we cry, you guys yell out freedom. Cool? Okay. All right. Cry freedom, cry freedom, cry freedom. Cry freedom. No, this ain't my best singing voice. Cry freedom. 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 They cry. I cry. We cry. They cry. I cry. We cry. Freedom. Freedom, history has changed. No longer needing domestication, no longer seen as heathens, but we still need freedom. Never in my lifetime did I expect to see so many children dying, families begging for justice, waiting for politicians to stop the lying, sitting behind bars, locked in mental chains, flip the script, now it's mamas behind bars, leaving them orphaned in pain. Cry freedom, cry freedom, cry freedom. I cry, they cry, we cry. Freedom. We want freedom. Yesterday's games, jump shots, and hopscotch. Today's news, celebrities married and divorced. Another one's lost his mind. Meanwhile, another kid's been shot. They cry, I cry. Freedom. They cry, I cry. Freedom. Once enslaved, exploited, and trained, like bleach blotted, they try to remove a stain. Whole families gone, mothers, fathers crying about their sons and daughters. But unlike blood, you can't remove us with cold water. I cry, they cry, we cry. Freedom. Books ripped from their hands, they pack up children and seal them in crates. Yet you voted for the guy who wants to make the country great. At least back in the day, we expected the chains and whips. Chicago has seen more bloodshed than the Bloods and Crips. Let them grow up and stop hurting. Stop killing our babies. Today, there's more madness from the GDs, Vice Lord, Latin Kings back in the 80s. I cry, they cry, we cry. Freedom. I cry, they cry, we cry. Freedom. We want freedom. I cry, they cry, we cry. Freedom. We want freedom. Freedom. Thank you. Is that my time?
You got one more quick one for us? Okay, give us one more.
Okay. You guys want another one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. All right, this is called The People. As kings and queens, servants and warriors, builders of pyramids, we knew our place in society. Levels of highs and lows, there was no question of who we were or who we meant to be. Education, dignity, and knowledge passed down became lost as questions arose among the races, and places changed as with the ages, along with color, skin, and the features of our faces. Fighting on this land of which we knew was not ours to prosper, in need of recognition and self-respect before we gained the right to call ourselves father, mother, lawyers, or doctors. No longer thinking as one, we come from all walks of life, colors, and creeds. But the diversity of our thoughts led to the reality and the variety of living our dreams. As we alter between what was and what is, take note. This torch was lit and burning long before today. The Thurgoods, Bicos, and Mandelas were not the first to pave the way. The Langstons, Roses, and Martins were not the first to have their say. The Owens, Robinsons, and Billie Jeans were not the first to lay the track. And the Malcolms, Johnsons and Garveys were not the first to explain what it means to be black. But they are among the many, from slavery to civil rights, from 50 years ago to tomorrow's very night, who will and forever be a different shade of brown. Different from you, her, me. But they hold above our heads the legacy, not of color, but of where we've been, where we're going, and where we need to be. They hold the legacy passed down to the people, making their mark on the past, the future, the present of our history, the people.
Sante Sanas, Tara, Poetry in Motion. Give it up for her sister, y'all. Now, we both are at WGVE. What days are you on?
Tuesday nights from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Artist Cafe is the name of my show, with your host, Poetry in Motion.
All right, all right.
Y'all check her out. Check this out.
And by the way, I also use my show as a platform for any upcoming artists or any small business owners in Gary or surrounding Gary who would like some exposure. So if you're interested in being on the show, just hit me up.
Good job, good job.
That's those principles, y'all. Those principles in action. We often talk about the principles and how it's just at the end of the year we celebrate it, but no, we got to go beyond and throughout the year and work on these principles and do that. So we got the next principle we want to deal with is Ujima. And we got our sister, we got two of our organizations, our longtime civil rights organizations being represented. We got our sister from the Urban League, Sister Vanessa Allen, is going to talk about Ujima. We get a Watoto and an elder. Okay, got a child, come on up. Okay, and an adult to light this candle for us.
Thank you. I have permission to speak.
Yes?
Good afternoon. Thank you to Jonathan Booz and the entire committee for making sure we remember what Kwanzaa is all about and bringing this information to us to remind us about our history. I'm Dr. Vanessa Allen McLeod, President and CEO of the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. We provide opportunities and scholarships for graduating high school seniors. We also have scholarships for those who are 25 years or older and they stopped out of school for whatever reason. We have about a $1,000 scholarship for you if you're interested. We also provide taxes free of charge. If you make less than $60,000 a year, you can call my office, get your taxes done free. And we also provide awareness and diversity and inclusion conversations. Those are called courageous conversations that we have about racism, stereotyping. I'm here today to talk about Ujimas. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Ujima, repeat after me, Ujima.
Ujima.
To build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together. And then I went on Google. What is the African proverb for Ujima? The Ujima principle is the ultimate expression of the African proverb. I am because we are, and because we are, I am. We are all responsible for our successes and our shortcomings, the raising of our children, and the guidance and mentoring of our youth. This is what we all should be doing every day, each and every day. So I'd ask for a child to come up with an adult so we can light the candle.
Sure.
Bring the green one that's closer to the center. then what is your name, sir?
Nova.
Nova?
Nova Pittman.
Nova Pittman, and how old are you?
5.
Wonderful, and what school do you attend?
Obama.
Okay, wonderful, thank you, Nova. Let's give him a round of applause.
All right, let's get up Miss Allen. In fact, one of the traditions that we start Miss Kwanzaa was bring up a young person, an adult. We started by Miss Allen. She's been with us since day one. Let's give it up to Miss Allen. Our next representative is from the NAACP, Brandon Wilson. Let's give it up for Brandon.
Hello everyone, my name is Braden Wilson. I'm third vice president for our local branch of Gary NACP, where our president is Stephen Mays. And it's a pleasure to be here with you all, and I would like to start for asking, do I have permission to speak?
Yes.
Hey, thank you.
Everybody don't get that.
All right, my principle is number 4, Umoja, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and our businesses, and to profit from them together.
I say.
When reading this, the first thing I think about is here in Gary, Indiana, how the city started from the steel mills. And a lot of people like to talk about how the population went down by 100,000 people due to white flight or different things. But what we have to remember is it's the people that made the communities. So most definitely together we have to work together and bring about the different shops, because we always need the essentials. We need clothing, we need the different foods, we need housing and things of those natures. So when thinking about that, you think about all the different age groups. We have to learn from our elders. Our elders teach how to deal with planting the seeds, to have crops, how to have a solid and stable home and foundation and things of those natures. And that's what's most definitely important, because, you know, if we're not teaching the youth, as he was saying about becoming an attorney, a lot of people losing properties because they don't have an attorney to help them with the different paperwork. You know, a lot of people losing businesses because if the rent and the landlords and the paperwork isn't together, hey, they can get hoodwinked or anything. So it's so much that we have to instill in our youth, you know, and that's what's most definitely important, because you have some restaurants and places of businesses that have closed because they didn't teach the next generation. You know, so we have to stay engaged and stay in communicating with each other. You know, it's great to see Dr. Wallace in the room that's part of the Gary Commission of the Social Status of Black Males, and that's something that we meet monthly about. You know, so this is very important and impactful. You know, I started up a corner store on 8th and Harrison, and it was something because we had a NACP event, and it was about how to sustain and survive if we have a tragedy in our community. And they were talking about the box store. So the first thing I said, hey, I'm gonna open up a variety store. So started getting screwdrivers, hammers, clothing, beverages, and a lot of things like that. So events like this, we all stay learning from each other and incorporate that into our everyday lives. So, you know, it's hard to get up here for a short time. I'd be ready to go long-winded. But, you know, I love this event. This is my second time speaking, and the more I come, the more I feel engaged, and I'm learning and looking forward to doing more. You know, because here in Gary, we know our city is going to rebound and come back. You know, and that's what I like about when I come here and engage with everybody outside of getting away from the podium. You know, so looking in the room is a lot of love. So I have to say, we'll continue to stay building and moving forward. I need I need one of the youth and an adult to come and light one of the candles. Would you all like to introduce yourselves?
She said no. You know too. Yeah. And her career. So both name and career.
My name is Tirinda Smith, and when I grow up, I'm choosing between a fashion designer or an interior designer.
That's right.
All right. And would you like to say something also? And the red candle.
All right.
I was almost about to start back up again.
Appreciate you, Brother Braden, and everybody for your patience and for the program. We have 3 more important principles. We also are going to be paying tribute to one of our comrades. We have a special tribute for her, so we want you all to be patient for that. We have some more entertainers. We got the drummers. We want the drummers to play some drums for us. Right now, we got another dancer. And also we have food that we're kind of like, we really like need to start eating it now, but we got to have a promise to come back and sit down. We're gonna have the dancers and the drummers, and we have to go through this special presentation for our sister. We got Sister Ava, who has a special piece for us on Dia. And again, a couple more principles. We're gonna hear from Sister Dina Howdale about Imani. And so let's have the elders. I think we're ready to get something to partake of some sustenance for us, some healthy food from our sister Aquila Saluki. Long-time cultural warrior and an advocate of healthy food and healthy eating. So she prepared the food for the people. And also we want to also thank the Black Lives Matter, Gary, Northwest Indiana, and Land Bank Builders for definitely supporting and helping to sponsor our annual Kwanzaa event this year. So, more love. Yeah, so if our elders, the elders can, please get in line to get your food first, and then the children, I guess. There's not a lot of us, but it's a lot of good food, so get you some good helpings of it. Again, it's healthy food. And then come on back, and then we're gonna deal with Nia and the rest of our principals.
I'm an elder.
Okay. Drummers, we do want to do a drum too.
Elders first.
So we have a lot of people in the community that do a lot of things. We have Bentley Ellis, he's over the local baseball program, so there are some flyers on the desk. If you're interested in being a coach, or you're a young person, raise your hand, Bentley, just go talk to Bentley. Also, we have Cowboy Tommy. He has a mentorship program, Black Cowboy with the horses. And so let's give it up for Tommy and Jesus for being here with us tonight. Raise your hand, Tommy, Jesus. So if you're interested in the Young Cowboy program, talk to Tommy. Baseball, talk to Billy. Raise your hand, Billy. There you go.
From Steve Cobb and Shaman Duke, our comrades. So if you get a chance to check out their music, please do. It's Kwanzaa time. And it was featured on the Proud Family back in the day. Shameless plug for my little niece's show, but y'all check out the Kwanzaa episode on the Proud Family too. How many of y'all seen that Kwanzaa episode on the Proud Family?
I have.
Right on. Yes, right on. And culture, art, we got 3 more principles, Nia. Korumba and Imani coming up. And also, one of the things that we do, my name is Kwame Razuli, by the way, and I work with the Clear the Airways project, and we really have a lot of work to do with this distortion of our culture and the arts. So, I heard my brother, my brother Cam Howard talk about Kwanzaa today on Revolutionary Sankofa Radio. And while he talked about Kwanzaa, he said one of the things he has to talk about when he deals with Kwanzaa or anything is what his core thing that he works on, which is reparations. And so he gave a whole piece on reparations. And so whatever work we do, we have to talk about what we're working on. This is dealing with culture. All of this stuff is culture. Kwanzaa is culture. Culture is the people's way of life. How we prepare for our unborn to how we bury our dead and everything in between is culture. This food is culture. The music is culture. The drumming is culture. How we deal with our watoto here is all culture. One of the major aspects of our culture is our music. And right now, our music is being just distorted. It's being used as a weapon against us. So with the Clear the Airways project, if you guys have been to our Kwanzaa, you always hear us talk about this project. And we have to do something about it. One of our latest moves is we're going after the sponsors. Again, I was with Sister Natalie this morning on WLTH, talking about sponsors and how they make their money off the sponsors, the commercials. And so there was a talk show host named Rush Limbaugh back in the day. I hate to bring up his name in the Kwanzaa, but I gotta give this example. Rush Limbaugh disrespected this woman one time, a college student, called her all sorts of sluts and other things, derogatory. In 3 days, he lost 14 sponsors. In 3 days, 14 sponsors. These radio stations constantly disrespect our little girls, our daughters, all the time, constantly. They've been doing it for decades. And we can't get the sponsors to stop buying commercials on those stations that call our sisters out their names, drop in bombs on us. And so that's why we have these postcards going around. We are calling out 7 sponsors of Power 92.3 and Clear Channel, No Heart, they're called iHeart, but we call them No Heart, WGCI. 7 of their sponsors are targeted. They're CEOs. So we need you to sign, if you agree with it, sign the postcard, put your address up there, and we're gonna send them off. And so the postcards, everybody's gonna see it. The CEO of McDonald's, the CEO of Chick-fil-A, who else we got on there? Menards, Old Navy. They buy commercials on radio stations that play music that disrespect our women. We asked McDonald's, who's on there also, would you buy commercials? I see Eclipse, he was with us out there protesting for months. Well, we asked them, would you buy commercials on a radio station that played music about shooting and killing dogs? And obviously they said no. And so then we asked them, why would you buy commercials on radio stations that play music about shooting and killing black people? And they were quiet. So we gotta let them know that we're not with us no more. So these postcards are saying that we're boycotting their establishments until they end that. So we gotta make it in there. We see, I got our brother Cartman in here, another cultural legacy warrior out here who does a lot of work on hip hop and mental health and the issues with mental health that constantly hearing this madness does to the people. So check out some of my brother's presentations too. Our brother, Dr. Cartman, brother Cartman in the background. Right on, brother. So let's continue on with our program. If you're ready, Sister Ava. Sister Ava is an educator. Also, she works with the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression out of Chicago, but she's a Garyite, and again, she's going to talk to us about NIA, about our purpose. So come on, our sister.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not really good at this public speaking. I usually get on the mic and choke, so don't laugh. All right, I'll start by telling you a Kwanzaa story called The Name of the Tree. There was a drought in the land of the animals. A kind king came over and planted a special tree. It would bear fruit all year round in any weather. The animals thanked the king. He went back to his land far over the mountain. The animals sounded the great drum to call everyone for miles around. Everyone gathered. The lion asked Nasi to speak the name of the tree. Nobody could remember the name of the tree, but everyone was hungry, so they needed someone to contact the king fast. They sent the hare. He ran as fast as he could through the villages, across the river, through the bush, over the mountain. The hare asked the king the name of the tree. The king told him, Owan Galama. The hare repeated the name to himself on his way home. So tired on his way home, he stopped at the river to rest and drink. He got back to the tree. Everyone cheered, yay! Now we can have the fruit. Oh my God,
She's trying.
oh, the pod, no, that's not it. The hare just couldn't remember the name of the tree. The lion said, we gotta send somebody else. Springbok was sent. He ran to the king, got the name, but then forgot after she tripped over a root and bumped her head. Leopard was next. On the way back from the king, he started chasing the monkey who was teasing him. He couldn't remember the name of the tree. The tortoise was up. Give the tortoise a chance. Everyone was kind of laughing because the tortoise is slow. Tortoise asked her mother, what do you do if you want to remember something important? Repeat the name to yourself no matter what. And that's what the tortoise did. The monkey teased her. She got thirsty after hearing the water in the river. She got near her house and her children. And she had all these distractions. But through it all, she repeated the name of the tree. Owagalam. The tortoise got to the tree. All of the animals were waiting. The lion said, speak the name of the tree. Tortoise said, Owagalam. Finally, all the animals were able to eat the fruit. Everyone was grateful to the tortoise who kept her purpose where everyone else failed.
Okay.
Okay, so December 30th, the 5th day of Kwanzaa, is celebrated, and the principle we honor is Nia, or purpose. This is a commitment to the collective vocation of building, developing, and defending our community, culture, and history in order to regain our historical initiative and greatness. So what does that mean? I take this to mean that together, it's our job to better our community in order to regain and maintain our sense of purpose. Our purpose is to be better than the generations before us and to be great. Now that you know that our purpose is defined as something great and better, I'm going to give you a few action items to live Nia without telling you what to do too much. I want you to recognize day 6 creativity, and that's the day after purpose. So, after I say the action item, I want you to say community after it.
Okay.
That should provide you with something to do. Okay. Share.
Community.
Build.
Community.
Cultivate.
Community.
Live.
Community.
Restore.
Community.
Understand.
Community.
Know.
Community.
Defend.
Community.
Fight for.
Community.
Commit to.
Community.
Celebrate.
Community.
By serving our purpose, we protect our legacy as mothers and fathers of mankind by understanding and learning that we are great and that we all have purpose.
Ashe.
Thank you. Oh, so I need an adult and a child to come light the candle.
Come on.
I'm raising you up.
Okay,
I'm
come as a
raising
child.
you
Approach it like a child. Okay.
Purpose.
Purpose.
I was the child, you was the old man.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask the elder for permission to speak. I'm sorry.
Good job.
Thank you, Sister Ava. Appreciate you. She does a lot of work and support work with Black Lives Matter too, so we appreciate her for being there for us and for being a teacher. She's a teacher. I was in her classroom, last month? Ooh, I feel for you. But all day with them junior high school children, they you know, but yeah, so give her some love and energy, y'all. Appreciate you, sister. Kwanzaa. So it's time for Kwanzaa. Sister Courtney is going to speak on Kwanzaa for us and also going to give us some beautiful creativity for the people. She's with Dance XL, so we appreciate her for being here with us. So give it up to Sister Courtney.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings, great sister.
With permission from my elders, I will give you a little bit of what I have to say, if that is all right with y'all. So when I think of creativity, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is my first love and always, which is dance. That is the way I have learned to express myself, both emotionally, and sometimes it has helped lead into the physical or the speaking aspect of learning how to be able to say, okay, these movements were in representation of. And so that was a really good thing for me. And I've learned that creativity does not just mean the arts. It does not just mean paintings and music and dance and theater. It also is where these beautiful buildings come from. It is also where we learn to think outside of the box to problem solve. It's how we train our imagination to grow stronger. I think this is probably one of the most overlooked and underused principles that we have, because nowadays it seems like creativity is not something that is very valued. To me, it is everything. It is how I express myself when I'm upset. It is how I express myself in my clothing, in the music I listen to, in the way I wear my hair, in the way I wear my makeup, and all of those things it influences, but then yet I am told when I go to look for a job or when I go to express how the youth should be involved in things more creative, that is not something that is so important. We don't have the funds for it. We can't come up with the money for it because there are more things that we need to focus on. But without creativity, we don't have any of these other things. Somebody had to think about it. Somebody had to say, okay, well, instead of going with what I am given, what can I create out of that? What can I make that is new, that is more functional, that is more efficient? Creativity is involved in all of those things, and if we open our minds and our creativity to that, then I think we will all find that we are all more creative than we think. Me being someone who just works in that aspect, yes, I love it. I'll talk about it all day. I dance, I love theater, I love fashion. all of those things are where I release and express myself. But then also I am a business savvy person, and I use my creativity to build and grow the studio that I currently teach at, which is Dance Excel. We are located on Grant Street, 2345, please. We have classes for children ages 2 and up. That means as old as you are, I will come and teach you a class. You wanna learn how to two-step? We got you. But also, we have built a community with each other and with all of the students and the people who have worked there. Ms. Posavy has been a brilliant instructor and teacher who has also helped us grow and learn about not just ourselves, but our history and where we come from and where we fit in this dance aspect, which was not generally made for people who look like me. It was generally made for people who looked different. Different. And learning how to still be myself and still learn about my heritage and be proud of who I am and how my body moves, but also learning how to be able to fill those spaces where people like me were not necessarily welcome. But knowing that we have to work twice as hard and we have to be twice as dedicated and twice as focused in order to make those things happen. They're not just going to be handed to you. But that is all I have to say about that. I'll keep talking. My piece I am using from Dance Excel, one of our many pieces that we have. This is from our Spirit of the Baobab Tree African presentation, if any of you have seen it. This is one of the pieces from there. It is entitled Tribe. It is our welcoming and community piece. Thank you.
Ashe.
Yes, please. If you would just press play, that's all.
Or you put the mic up too.
I can put it up too.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Give me one moment. have a child and adult come and light the candle?
Child and adult like
Anybody, yes.
Just like grandchild.
I shade for the generations.
Courtney, just give it up for Courtney, y'all, one more time. And Sai said we gotta find a little bit more about grandson.
What you do?
My name is Jamel Ammons, and I am a business owner of a moving company throughout the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland areas, and covering all surrounding areas. I'm the COO of the company, and this is one of my inspirations, Natalie Ammons, who helps out with everything. And the little big guys, that's what I was trying to get to. I'm kind of starstruck on the mic. I don't do this a lot, but the name of the company is The Little Big Guys. And as I said, it was 219, Gary, Indiana's own black-owned business. So
What's the number? Contact number.
219-307-8690. Once again, 219-307-8690.
Gotcha.
My name is Jamel. Again. My grandmother put me on the spotlight.
You gotta do, brother. So, one more principle, then we're gonna do our special presentation for our dear sister. So, our last principle is Imani. Imani is faith, and we got Sister Dina Holland. You know, we did a program a couple years ago, recognizing the 50th anniversary of the National Black Political Convention. And our sister was a student, we also, a student at Westside when that convention took place. And so she was with us on that day and presented. And this brother, you were a delegate, right?
I was a delegate from New Jersey.
And a delegate from New Jersey here in Gary 51 years ago, now, almost 52 years ago right now. And our sister Akili, she's not with us, also part of Black Lives Matter. She was there too in high school also. So Imani, faith, again, Sister Dina Holland.
All right.
The seventh principle is Imani, to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And while it is the seventh principle, it kind of brings all of the principles together. Because we need the faith in each other, the faith in a higher being, the faith to know that we can do those things that are needed in our community through social justice, through work with each other, and to make our communities a better place. And we're at a critical time right now, especially with that, because we have all these forces from outside trying to destroy what is going on inside. But we have faith to know that it will not overcome, because we know who we are, and we know that we are a strong people who have survived unsurmountable things that have gone on against us. But we are here. We are still here because we had faith. We had faith to know that we could do it, and we have faith to know that we will continue to do it. So we are strong. We are the people who have overcome, and we are the people who will continue to rise. And we will rise through our faith. And so we bring all of the seven principles together because of our faith in each other, our faith in creativity, our faith in the unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, the cooperative economics, our purpose, and our creativity bring us all together in faith. Oh, yes, I need someone to light the final candle.
Oh, break, yeah. Let's hear from Caleb. Let's hear from Come on, Caleb.
We need to know who you are and who you're going to be.
Caleb.
And what would you like to be, Caleb, when you grow up?
The scientist.
Right on, y'all. Appreciate you, Sister Dina Hollandale. Again, longtime Gary supporter, lover, organizer, worker. So we appreciate you for, again, sharing with us, Imani. And Caleb and everybody who's been with us today as we deal with these principles that we have to deal with, again, not just these 7 days, but throughout the year. You know, we're in a city right now that is really struggling. I know we got a new mayor coming in, and we're all optimistic about that. But man, me and Sister Keely were riding the other day, and we went by some of the old neighborhoods where she was at, and just looked at the housing and how horrible it looks in so many areas of our city. And there's just so much work to do. We can't like hide. I know Sister Tara has the picture of downtown, but we got to keep it real. We got to keep it real with the conditions in the city. And this is a chocolate city. You know, we have a petition that we had circulated in 2007 that we were looking at earlier. I saw Natalie had signed it, and Ken Chapman, who's no longer here, who had signed it, and Gordon Keith, and Ron Muhammad, and so many others. And that petition was to rename Grant Street in honor of Richard Hatcher. And again, this is the brother who was the first black mayor of a major city in the U.S., him and Carl Stokes back in '67, the first one. And you know, when we look at these conditions that we're living in right now, we gotta have more pride. You know, that's part of these principles too, more pride and more fight, you know, more love for our people. So we gotta do better. You know, we got right now, they're trying to close our last 2 junior high schools. We've already been decimated, our school system. Not that too. We got to have some neighborhood schools. We got to build up. And these are Europeans coming here telling African people what to do. That's not self-determination. So we got to fight that. And speaking of fight, one of the people who would be with us at these Kwanzaa events, at our Juneteenth events, fighting against these prisons. They tried to put a private prison in Gary, a private prison, one of the largest prison corporations in the whole world, tried to come in here and put a prison in Gary under a GEO, Gary Employment Opportunities, is what they were saying. And I just think about this sister at City Hall yelling and fighting and organizing and screaming and saying, this ain't gonna happen, and leave these chants. And that's our sister Laurel Kilpatrick, and we're gonna pay tribute to her. We got a call on December 1st, early in the morning, from Sister Akili Shakur, and very shocking call that Laurel was no longer here physically. She had transitioned. And so that definitely, that's a warrior, y'all, and that was, you know, taken away from us. But she put in so much good work. And when me and Jibaruli were talking about the awards, we talked about Nia, her purpose. She knew her purpose. That's right. And her purpose was like to fight, you know, lead these chants, organizing youth, organizing students, fighting. She's with us on this fight with the Clear Airways Project also. I remember her being at our program about music and mental health. She's a sociologist, so dealing with it on that aspect of it. Anti-racist, anti-capitalist. She was definitely a communist. She was about common ownership of the means of production and the people, egalitarian, the people working for the people, not for the individual, not for the big corporations. So we said she knew her purpose, and also she organized. She was a major part of the founding of the Black Lives Matter chapter here in Gary, Indiana, and worked with CDOT too. So we have this award for our sister and family. I don't know if we have blood family here, but we have ideological family here with us. And so we want to have people say a few words But I definitely want to call my sister Kim up to say some words and also to present this award to Kim in honor of Laurel. And definitely, we got to hear a few words from you, our sister Kim. Come on. Even though she can accomplish pretty much all these principles, but the ones we pointed out here are Nia and also Ujima for collective work and responsibility, because she did a lot of work, we did a lot of work and struggling and together. But thank you, Kim. So this is presented for the way on. Definitely want you to say a few words about it.
Thank you so much. I definitely want to thank the Gary Kwanzaa Juneteenth Committee for presenting this. I'm definitely going to share with her family. Laurel was a tremendous activist, individual woman, Black woman, disabled woman. She really represented. She really represented for the people. She was honestly fearless. She was my friend and my comrade.
That's right.
And
take your time. Take your time.
So, I know this award is for her principled activism and community organizing. And I love that it's put that way because her principles are right out there. She wasn't scared. She wasn't scared of these politicians. She wasn't scared of any of that. And I'm inspired by it every day. And I want to, also just carry that with us, carry that spirit with us. Purpose, collective work and responsibility, that was absolutely her. So, these principles, she absolutely embodied these and more. She was it. Fought for Black people, fought for the working class, fought for the disabled, the oppressed, every day. Every day. Totally unflinching. And I just, besides being an incredible person and just funny and hilarious and all that, just want, her to be remembered as a part of the Northwest Indiana activist community and all that. I know other people may have, definitely things to say about her. Please share those. And I'll accept this, on her behalf and share this with her family. And thank you all so much.
So we want to also have, if anybody else wants to say a few words about our sister Laurel. I got to share the story though. After the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, summer uprisings, we had plenty of demonstrations out here, but the one we had downtown City Hall, and we marched over to the police station. I don't know who it was. It wasn't me, but somebody said people take a knee. Boy, everybody took a knee. When Laurel grabbed that mic and was like, we not gonna be kneel prone in front of these police. Everybody get up. She was not that girl. She was great. She said, we're not gonna be kneel prone in front of these police. We're not laying down, none of that. So again, powerful sister. And if anybody else wants to say a few words about our sister, please feel free right now. And then before we close.
Well, is it on? Oh.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so we give an award every year for somebody who embodies the principles. And she died right about the time me and Quavin would stop discussing what we're going to do. And I couldn't help but to think about Laurel because he came here on many occasions during our Juneteenth panels, very passionate. And what she said is what she did. In terms of protest, in terms of being a principled person, that's the way she lived. So we couldn't give it to anybody else but her, because the impact she had on all of her lives.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Wallace, and I work at Indiana University Northwest as Director of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Multicultural Affairs, and several years ago, 2017, there was an incident in Hammond where the police broke a car window and pulled a man out of a car. And shortly after that, there was a community meeting on policing in the community. And there was a venue, it was jam-packed with people. There were several folks on stage. There were a couple of mayors, a couple of police chiefs, and Laurel. And this discussion, it was just fascinating for me to watch this strong, powerful, intelligent Black woman sit on that stage and talk circles around them folks. And just unbowed, unbroken, making her points clearly, articulating herself, not letting herself be backed into a corner. You know, it just wasn't happening. And I was so impressed by what I saw. And I had to get to know her, and I got a chance to know her over the years, and I ended up nominating her for a Campus Diversity Award, which she richly deserved, not only for that work, but for her advocacy on behalf of disabled rights and, you know, railing against capitalism and just wanting our community to be better, to be the best that it can be. And, you know, when I moved to this community, you know, and I was elevated to this role and wanted to do this work, you know, someone told me, you need to learn more about the history of this community before you get out here trying to help. Because your help is not going to be effective. And it was through my relations with people like Laurel that I began to understand the talents that lay here within this community, the passion that these people have for this community, and then began to understand how I could be of service. And I'm just so very glad that I had an opportunity to meet her and learn from her. And then now I have the opportunity to continue on with her work. So with those words, I just want to, you know, just say how much I appreciated how she helped me and how she helped this community. Thank
you. Sister Tara, also.
Wow. I knew Laurel in a different capacity, but I met her through Black Lives Matter. Now, I'm not part of the organization, but I was doing something for them, and that's how I ran into her. And fast forward a few years later, I fell onto some hard times. And my sister always told me, she said, you always wait until you're drowning and about to go under before you ask for help. And I think Si can attest to that. Eloise shaking her head. Well, I one day came across this organization called Everybody Counts. And I picked up the phone and asked for help. Who should answer the phone but Laurel K? And I'm like, wait, you the same Laurel? Yeah, the same one that was up there protesting? Yeah, that's me. Okay. She was a wealth of information, and she was a godsend to anyone she knew needed some help, because she was gonna hook you up with any way she possibly could. And how she helped me was working, recently had a car accident, needed food in the house. I was able to get 2 boxes of food delivered to my house every month for several months, into the beginning of the pandemic. And it came on time every day, and the best part about it is they called you to make sure you was home or to know it was coming. So you didn't miss that box of food. So I was very grateful for that. But it's like, hearing the news about Laurel, it's like, I didn't know her as well as everybody else did. I didn't know her as strongly or as deeply in Black Lives Matter as everybody else did, but I know she was all about it though. That I did know. And actually just realizing who they're talking about is like, wow. She left such an impact. And Kim, I feel your void. I just standing there, I truly do feel it. It's like, and the people, looking at the faces of people that she has crossed paths with, I can see that impact that she's made. And I am proud to say that I got a chance to meet her as well. So, I don't think there'll ever be anybody like Laurel, and there probably shouldn't be. But somebody just as strong as her to just pick up her voice. And that's what we need, because Laurel was definitely about community and unity.
Sure.
And this is something that's said a lot and is not oversaid when we lose our warrior comrades. And again, the best tribute you can give them is to pick up that fallen weapon, continue that fight. And it's just, it was in so many fights. So many fights. Mr. McCready, you want to? Yes, huh?
I have permission. My name is Carolyn McCready, and I have lived in Gary since, 1978. And I have seen a lot, and I've met a lot of people, but I agree with what everyone has said here tonight about Laurel. She knew her purpose. She knew why she was here, and she was willing to do anything to bring her purpose alive and to inspire others to do the same. I also have a radio program at WLTH. And when I learned that Laurel had transitioned, I decided to devote my Monday night program to a call-in show about Laurel. It was non-stop people. For an entire hour, we had people waiting to call in. We didn't even get to everyone. Men were calling in that knew her. They were crying about her. They were crying because of the memories they had of the kind of person that she was. And it was so moving. I was crying at the end, hearing what everyone else had to say about her. So I guess what I want to say to everyone here is that I think we should all try to have that kind of remembrance of us, no matter what it is that we do in our lives, that when we transition, that people will take the time not to talk about us in platitudes and generalities, but about what we really meant to be here on this earth. And it begins with passion and ends with faith.
Okay. And we're going to have a few announcements, and then we have to do our Harambe circle. We got to wrap it up in a minute. So just a couple more announcements. Yeah, leave the postcards for the people. The postcards too. Make sure you fill them out and sign them up again. We have to keep on going with this. Just leave them on the table. We'll pick them up and we'll mail them off ourselves. A couple of announcements. You have a quick announcement about the Buffalo Soldiers? Okay.
Alrighty, hey, I just want to remind everybody, if you don't know about the Buffalo Soldiers, you should know about the Buffalo Soldiers. If you didn't know, July 28th is National Buffalo Soldiers Day. That was put into place in 1992 by Bush. And too many people do not realize that July 28th is actually a national holiday for the Buffalo Soldiers. And we are working on getting that prominently put on every calendar. So remember, Buffalo Soldiers is not just Black history, it's the United States history, it's the military history, it's everybody's history. Thank you.
Thank you. So, let's, we got a couple more things we have to do in terms of Kwanzaa. And we have to do this, our Harambe. Our Harambe, right? Harambe, all right? Brother Jasil, you gonna lead us in that? Okay, everybody, listen up now. This is very important to close out our ceremony.
Now, more than ever, all the families must be together. Common blood flow through common veins. We all must see the same. Peace go with you, brother. Peace go with your sister. Peace go with the family. Peace go with the nation. Peace go with your sister. Peace go with your brother. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up, all you righteous warriors. Rise up and take your stand. He who stand today and walk away can stand tomorrow. Rise up. Rise up. Everybody rise up. Rise up. Now, we take our stand with our right hand. We reach up with our right hand. We reach up and we pull down and we say Harambe. We pull Harambe for each principle. On the seventh Harambe, you bring it down, you hold your voice as long as you can. And at the end of your holding your voice, you get a jar for noise and sing, jump and shout. Okay? We're gonna do it on the number 3, but we're gonna count in Swahili. In Swahili, the number 3 is 2. The ja, lay, 2. Okay? You reach up, bring it down. That's 1, baby. Okay? Get ready. Ja, lay, 2. Harambe! 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 Harambe!
I like that, Howard. I like that.
grand sister, we will pour libation for you. That's a promise that we make to us.
Right on. And Kwanzaa tomorrow in Chicago and all throughout Chicago and all around the country, Malcolm X College during the day. What's the name of the spot again? Tomorrow? Yeah. Cool Chicago Live tomorrow, but the name of the spot. Kids Out of Minds in Chicago tomorrow. And a couple other announcements. We need people who are interested in working with us, with the Kwanzaa Juneteenth Committee, especially some of our youth, some of our Watoto, to work with us as we continue this legacy of moving forward with these programs. Coming up Black History Month, we got a few things happening. We're gonna bring the Grandessa models who made it popular. Black is Beautiful, Black Arts Movement. So we're gonna show a documentary on them. 2 years open for that. Also a documentary on Brother Hunoko Rashidi, who will come here every Black History Month and bless the people of Gary too, a recent ancestor. So again, a lot of good things happen. And get involved, y'all. Like I said, pick up that fallen weapon from Rail and others and keep the struggle going on. Asante Sana, y'all, to our chef, Sister Akili Saluki. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Oh, no, you can't.